We buy albums, we collect photo cards, we stream music non-stop, we celebrate our favorite group's milestones, we go to concerts, sometimes we even buy the overpriced but worth it light sticks. We dedicate so much of our time to the K-pop fandom. We have millions just like us who identify as K-pop fans. Yet despite that enormous figure, why can it sometimes feel like there's no one to relate to? If you're watching this, chances are you are a K-pop stan. While you may not relate to everything I said beforehand, you can most likely relate to the many different joys the hobby can bring. The excitement of waiting for your alt group's next comeback, the joy of when you pull your bias's photo card, the process of successfully learning a dance. There's countless amounts of activities within the K-pop hobby that brings every person a different level of satisfaction. On paper, it appears like we're the most connected and social community on Earth. So why is it that being an avid K-pop fan, in my experience, can feel like my most isolating hobby? Unless you are incredibly lucky and blessed to have a best friend in real life who is just as passionate about K-pop as you are, it can feel like living a double life. For me, I might spend my nights celebrating my favorite group's milestone. Perhaps they won an award, or I'm simply enjoying rewatching the Ditto music video for the 100th time and praying for the next New Jeans comeback. Or is that just me? Yet, despite the fact that there are many prevalent communities online to share our passions with, I fear the same cannot be said offline in most circumstances. When I go to school, hang out with my friends, or in a hypothetical scenario where I am a contributing member of society and go to work, I often realize I can't share that excitement with the people around me. Me personally, I love to share my interest in my passions, but oftentimes with K-pop, I find myself not having anyone I can share with at the same level. To most of my family, my classmates, my friends, and hypothetical coworkers, it's just that Korean music I'm obsessed with. While I understand that not everyone is eager to share their love for K-pop, I am. I've always had a photo card in the back of my phone case, typically consisting of Harin or Ningning, for the better part of 2 years. I have K-pop posters all over my wall, and I'm not ashamed to let anyone know that I am a K-pop fan. I wish there was a larger community of K-pop stans around me. You might have a community in real life that supports your K-pop interest, and I'm happy for you, but I know unfortunately my experience is the reality for a lot of fans out there. Now, I know the obvious counter-argument is that we have social media, we have countless fan pages across all platforms, and conveniently we also have massive Discord servers. And it's true. I myself am in 16 different K-pop Discord servers, and all of them are lovely. I'm not saying otherwise. They have a great community backing them, and many people on these servers that I've talked to are awesome people. But the thing is, as fantastic as online fans are, nothing will beat having a friend next to you that you can physically trade photo cards with, learn choreographies in the living room with, go out to buy albums with, or even go to concerts with. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I have absolutely no one to do any of these activities with, and that it's impossible to find friends like these. In fact, I am very fortunate to have a few friends that I can do these things with, but I recognize that isn't the reality for everyone. And while I have had a couple moments where a friend trades a photo card with me, learns a dance with me, and spends an awesome night at a concert with me, these moments were few and far between, with me being the main initiator in most cases. I'm not calling them disingenuous by no means, I'm very grateful for them. However, I do wish I had someone I could relate to who is just as invested as I am. You might be thinking, wow, this dude is literally just describing what it's like to be in any niche fandom ever, and he's portraying K-pop as if it's a niche, which it's not. And I'd say to you that you're totally right. K-pop is massive. Statistics show that there are hundreds of millions of active K-pop fans out there in this world. By all definitions, it's the exact opposite of a niche. So how could I possibly claim being a fan is isolating? Well, one of the main reasons I believe it feels so isolating for me is due to geography. While there is millions of fans globally, it feels like a vast majority are concentrated in Asia and a few global hotspots in major cities. Since I don't live in a major city or a city that has a large K-pop fan base, I find myself feeling isolated in my daily life. Despite how huge the global numbers actually are, I think the reality is that many fans out there aren't in a place that has a large scene to be involved in. In addition, let's compare K-pop to anime. Let's say you are an avid anime enjoyer and you meet another anime enjoyer. Even if you guys don't watch the same shows or even genres, you can still bond over art style, tropes, studios, soundtracks, etc. A friend of mine made a really good point about this recently. For a lot of people, things like anime can be just a casual pastime, but K-pop is built to be an identity. When you join a fandom and you really get into it, you take on the fan club name. You encourage others to listen to them, and you actively participate in the community, whether it be by interacting with others online or buying merch to support the artists. Once you get consumed by the fandom, you take the label with you. Now, I'm not saying anime can't be an identity, that's why we have the label otaku, and I'm not saying that you can't be a casual K-pop listener either. What I'm saying is that K-pop is designed into sucking you into becoming a stan. I mean, it's quite literally the business model. Additionally, K-pop is extremely fragmented. If you meet another K-pop fan who stands an entirely different generation, a different style of groups, or a different company, while you can still talk about K-pop in generality, it's hard to be relatable. For example, I myself only listen to girl groups. If I encountered a fan who only listened to boy groups, well, there is many overlapping qualities in both. The culture in of it itself is different. Unlike other hobbies where you can bond over the general medium, K-pop fandoms are built to be distinct. And I really do mean distinct. Two different fans aren't just listening to different music, they're interacting with entirely different digital ecosystems. If you stan a HYBE group, you're going to use the Weverse app to interact with HYBE idols for their specific live streams, fan club memberships, and merch. If you're a stan of an SM, JYP, or Starship group, well, yeah, you may still be using the Weverse app, you're still most likely going to be downloading the Bubble app to get their live streams and other exclusive interactions from their idols. It's the irony of being part of one of the biggest communities on Earth, yet still being able to feel disconnected in so many ways. The negative stigma also doesn't help. I'm sure you've heard many people denote how frustrating it is for K-pop fans to be assimilated into one big toxic community that is obsessed, extremely parasocial, and would dox you over any argument involving their biases in a moment's notice. But that simply isn't true. While toxic individuals within the K-pop fandom exist, and I'm not excusing their behavior, every fandom out there has their bad apples. Before I was into K-pop, I viewed K-pop fans as deranged, antisocial, and weird thanks to these stereotypes. No one wants to be known as a parasocial creep. No one wants to be known as an obsessed lunatic. So it makes sense why a lot of fans find themselves hiding their K-pop identity as a result. It's the staying quiet when a certain individual asks about music tastes. It's the hoping a K-pop related notification doesn't pop up on your phone when someone else is using it. It's the sort of guilty pleasure feeling you get when enjoying K-pop, as if it's somewhat shameful. It's not. While I myself am extremely enthusiastic when it comes to displaying my love for K-pop, I know not everyone is. Not everyone is comfortable sharing this identity with others because of the stereotypes, and that's perfectly okay. It's sad that the stigma is causing newcomers to miss out and causing veterans to feel embarrassed. Once I ignored the stigma and gave K-pop a chance, I learned that it's comforting to root for your alt group. It's entertaining to watch music videos, it's enjoyable to watch idols perform, it's fun to collect photo cards, it's rewarding to learn dances, and it's cool to watch the behind-the-scenes footage to learn about the intricacies of your bias. It makes you wonder, how many people out there would actually love K-pop but will never give it a chance simply because they're too spooked by the stereotypes? Now, I know I've been complaining for the better part of this entire video and I haven't even provided any solutions, but I don't know if there is one. I just want to let you know that if you ever feel lonely inside this space, you're not alone. I'm very thankful that my family is supportive about me being a K-pop fan. In fact, my mom helped me make this Halloween wall right above my bed. Additionally, I'd like to thank the few friends that I can discuss K-pop with in real life, as I really appreciate your company. In the video, I displayed lots of my K-pop memorabilia because, at the end of the day, the hobby is just us with our collection, searching for a real connection. If you're still here, I'd spent a lot of this time on this video and would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. If you did like the album unboxings and want to grab one yourself, Target shipped it to me twice. Haha, I got twice. So maybe I'll host a giveaway? I don't really know. Perhaps if this video gets any traction at all. I'd like to end off this video with a Bible verse that if you feel isolated and lost, know that the Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. And just as God raised Jesus Christ from the dead, He will give life to your mortal bodies by the same Spirit living within you. Romans chapter 8 verse 11.